What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
So we wanted to actually get in and actually talk about e-commerce, especially, I mean, it's about to turn into Black Friday, or now it's going to be Black Thursday
exactly,
at 8 p.m.
Right?
Is that really what they're doing?
Yes.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I know they've leaked the deals out and everything now.
So, but e-commerce, especially mobile commerce, is going to be huge this year.
I mean, are they really going to be shopping and purchasing from their phones? That's
Yes.
what I want to know.
There's a combination of behaviors that's happening. One is, yes, instant purchases direct from the phone. The second is reviewing in store as they're purchasing. So
Right.
actually looking at reviews and looking at information, comparing prices
Yeah, I
right
can see
there. And then the third is leaving and going somewhere else to buy it.
Right.
So mobile. It's why we were just talking about fries, which we all have a crush on as men, right?
Yes.
We're fries just launched right before the holiday season. Any price you find on the internet, they'll beat it.
Fantastic.
That's why they're doing it.
That's awesome.
Is because people stand there in the aisles and go, "Well, I can get this at Best Buy cheaper."
Stay here. It's
Yeah.
worth us for keeping you in the store because you're going to buy more
Sure.
while you're at
Exactly.
the store.
I guess the only reason why I don't think it's going to be on they're going to purchase on the phone as much is because I can't see them typing in their address and everything from a phone.
Right.
That's just me.
You got to tie that into the Google Wallet.
I do
Yeah.
think you.
Now there you go.
I do think you're right. I think there's a lot more research happening on a mobile device now. Now, tablet, however, tablet does have an incredibly high conversion rate,
Especially
I mean,
iPads.
because
I'm
because it's
Generation 4, though.
the latest generations of them.
Yeah.
But people sit there with this. Jen talked about the second screen last
right.
week. People sit there and browse and purchase while they're watching TV.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Well, I mean, the game's not over for people that want to get into e-commerce.
No,
And-
it's exploding.
And the tools are, well, I mean, be gun shy that, oh man, it's been done. How do I get started? And I mean, I don't even know where to go. Well, we're going to give you some perspective on what you need to do to look into e-commerce. No, step one is plan your content before you lift a finger on code, which you don't have to do, by the way. If you want to own an e-commerce business, you don't have to touch code. You don't have to be a web programmer at all. It's about what do you want to sell? What kind of product do you have?
Right.
And it's about the purpose of the site. Don't think about how to even market it yet.
What e-commerce package do you guys?
We do a couple of them actually. We've got a couple
Like
different.
CS Cart.
Yep.
Yep.
And Magento, and Xcart, but I got some descriptions on those things in a second. I want to make sure that the user understands that they need to organize their thoughts.
Yes.
They need to organize their UPCs, their SKUs, their photos. They need to organize all their descriptions in a spreadsheet before you ever get started. That's what we always recommend for our clients. It's like, all right, well, on top of that, think about the quality of the photos. They got to be good. They have to be standardized, so there's a standard background, that there's good quality light on that, because I can't tell you enough of how that visual affects the buying experience, that transaction,
I buy electronics sometimes online, and I literally want to zoom in and look at what, how many HDMI ports there are and everything else.
Yeah.
I don't want to read the descriptions. I just want to look and see.
Lost after the electronic.
Yeah. I don't want to read.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Pinterest is so big, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So, okay, you've figured it out. You've decided what you're going to do, and you've also documented all the information. And I can't say enough about images. Use naming conventions on the images. Do not take it from your camera and it's named IMG or DSC IMG 0001, because you're never going to know what that is whenever you get into this.
Great advice.
So step two is just going through the design. Okay, once you've gathered all the products, it's time to organize it. So lay out kind of a flow chart of how categories are going to trickle down. So you've got a structure that you can visualize, right? From a design standpoint, you have to keep it simple. You don't inundate them with so many different categories that they're going to get lost or frustrated with the decision-making process.
Right.
A lot of people are used to just using the internal search on e-commerce now. I don't go to Amazon and go to the categories.
Right.
Yeah.
Categories are really more important for link building and it's internal
Yeah.
structure of
Yeah,
an
internal
SEO
structure.
environment.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, your goal is to get people to buy something, so not wow them with big old web design skills. Stop using Flash, everybody. Just move away. Move away. And don't even worry about the SEO factors. So, all right, so you've planned it all out. You know kind of the categorical structure that you want to do. You've got all the documentation of your products. Now go into your shopping carts, okay? 2 different types of shopping carts that you can actually engage on. One's hosted, okay, and one's standalone, basically. Mm-hmm. All right. There's benefits and drawbacks to each. The hosted environment is usually a lower price point for entry, and it's hosted on somebody else's server. Well, they're always going to be on a server, granted.
Yeah,
sure.
But this is a subscription-based type of process that you're paying maybe $59 a month for that, and you get the entire bag of tools for this account, and they usually have different upgrade levels for that.
And they don't give you all the tools sometimes, and sometimes the quality of the tools aren't as good.
You got that right.
You don't get full control.
You don't absolutely
You're basically giving up the complexity
for easy use.
for easy use.
And
Yep.
ease of management.
Right.
You do get a benefit from the ongoing updates, right?
Sure.
And if basically you're subscribing to a template that everybody else is using.
Yep.
And therein lies the problem, because you can't really customize that template, because they want to make sure that whenever they propagate a update
and stuff,
that
yeah.
nobody's broken from that. So it's a lower price point of entry, but a lot of times you can't have the customization that you really need to affect a great aesthetic, because if you're selling a product and somebody else has the same template selling something similar, and the user experience is lost. So you got hosted. Now hosted, that's hosted. The non-hosted, right, is usually the well, you've got a self-contained or transportable. Sorry about that. You got a self-contained or transportable tool that you're not tethered to somebody. You can pick it up, you can move it to another server. You are not contractually obligated. And a lot of times, that's the biggest problem, because you're subject to that host. If that host company goes down, out of business, your cart's gone.
Just sometimes if they add too many users to certain servers, sometimes your
performance is down.
Your performance is down, which can
Go,
kill you.
Daddy.
More importantly, you can't extract that site and take it someplace else. And a lot of times it's physically impossible to do so. So that said, it's good for early adopter, or it's good for low cost entry. But there's some risks, and there's ultimately you are tethered to that company forever.
Yeah.
Some different carts that we like that are standalones are OS cart. Okay. CS cart. One's open source and one's a purchasable, and they have different price points. X cart is a good one, and Magento. Volusion we do not like. I'm just going to say that outright.
Really?
Yeah. Volusion is a
Interesting.
SEO wise, it's a terrible.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Volusion.
Now they have a
hosted.
lot of marketing tools and everything else.
Yes,
They
they
do
do.
that,
They
right?
have email marketing platform as well. A lot of them do. But
Okay.
But Volusion itself has a problem, and they've got some spaghetti code. They got some old legacy code that's actually killing H1 tags.
Oh no.
Yep, and title tags for that matter, and you can't get in.
Oh no.
yeah.
So
They're just on the other line saying, I don't know what this is, but I don't want to be around it.
So bad.
Hey, and WordPress isn't on here, but it can absolutely be a shopping cart.
Absolutely, and
They-
I did that for a specific reason.
Okay.
WordPress has a lot. WordPress is an open source content management system, and there's a huge array of plugins that are really, really good that you can drop in for an e-commerce transaction. If you have a few products and you don't need the full shopping cart
Right.
panorama there
Right.
of all the cross-selling and all the upsells and all the
Right.
discounts and all the consumer group discounts, all those things. I mean, shopping carts in their own right are a fully well articulated shopping experience.
Right.
You can add in these add-ons at a very low cost, like $40 or $50,
Right.
and they've got some really nice features, and you can have a fully self-contained shopping
I
environment.
saw one
right there.
WooCart, WOO.
Yeah,
Oh, do you use that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a really nice one.
We like Cart 66. They're pretty
Cart
good
66.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
There's all kinds of solutions for
there really
WordPress,
are.
just like plugins.
The big thing to your point, though, is you just said it, is that I think people used to think that e-commerce, and it used to be, right? It used to be at least a $10K investment to
Right.
get a site up and going. Nowadays, the licensing on this stuff, like you said, some of these are free. They're open source.
A really good card
yeah.
could be around $400, and it's got everything you really want. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
but it just, people need to open their minds to that, especially if you have a retail store. If you have a retail store, why don't you have an online store?
Right.
It's crazy not to, because a lot of people like me hate going to the store. I'd much rather just order online.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
You know, whenever you're evaluating these shopping carts, some points here. Looking at sample sites, look at actual sites, not demos. Pay attention to some of the visual designs of these sites. Do they all look the same, like they're coming from one template? Don't use a cart that requires a shopper to sign up for an account before they actually can buy,
Right.
because you're just killing conversions right there.
Great.
You know, evaluate the search engine tools there. Basically, you look at some demo sites, and if they have got some products out there that are actually live sites, go try to search that phrase that you know is an exact phrase on that product page. And if that site doesn't come up, run away.
Yes, exactly.